All right guys, Joe here with another Save More, Fish More segment of the day, and we're doing a deep dive into another Reins soft plastic. This is the 3-inch Bubbling Shaker, and holy cow, do I use this thing a lot in a very, very specific way, and I'm just gonna come out with it now in the intro. I use this thing because it is so finessey on a drop shot when they won't eat my minnow or my Nico worm whenever I'm staring at them on forward-facing sonar. So the final bait that I try to get a fish to eat with, if I haven't scared him away by hitting him on the head with the Sakamata shad or hitting him on the head with my finesse worm, is I'm gonna throw the little Bubbling Shaker with a tungsten drop shot weight on it so I can see that thing falling right in front of that fish's grill. So if you can't get them with those other ones, we're gonna talk about why this thing is especially effective in those finicky circumstances. So stick around for your Save More segment of the day, coming up next.
Two-time NPFL champ, SaveMore Outdoors Pro from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Put your hands together for the hookup, Sean Soka.
All right, Joe LaBarber here with another Save More, Fish More segment of the day. And like I mentioned in the intro, we're talking about the Reins Bubbling Shaker. All right, you guys who follow Paul Mueller might have seen him talk about it years and years ago. But now, when utilized correctly, this thing has a spot in my everyday lineup. And we have them for you here at Save More. So let's take a close look at it. It is a tiny little 3-inch, maybe you can see it better this way, 3-inch soft plastic bait, okay? It's got a little bit of a bulbous tail that really shakes like, I mean, I'm not super steady-handed, but I don't have to move much and that tail really bounces. This thing was designed to be fished on a drop shot. And the way that I like to utilize it the most is as my follow-up bait. If they don't eat my minnow and they don't eat my Nico worm, I'm going to try to hit a bass on the head with this thing on a number 2 drop shot hook with about a 1/4 ounce tungsten weight as my drop shot weight. So I can really see that weight falling on forward-facing sonar, okay? But if they don't eat my minnow and they don't eat my Nico worm because maybe they're too big and too intrusive, hitting them with the tiny little Bubbling Shaker is the way to go. And the times of the year that I find this to be the most effective is from kind of like the beginning of summer backwards. They'll always eat it in cold water. They'll always eat it through the spawn. And then up to about midsummer, while our forage, like our shads, our alewives, our emerald shiners, they're all real small. Even perch, bluegill fry, they're all real small early in the year until we start getting into the summer when those forage fish start to grow real quickly. Fish are so susceptible to eating this. When they run away from my Sakamata shad or drift fry, when they run away from my 6-inch robo worm that I'm usually Nico rigging, all right, they won't run away from the 3-inch Bubbling Shaker. I would say anytime I end up throwing the drop shot at them because they don't eat the other 2 first, I think I can safely say 9 out of 10 fish that I end up getting all the way through the rotation and I haven't lost them yet. You know, I've made 3 or 4 or 5 casts at them with the other 2 baits. By the time I grab for the drop shot rod, 9 out of 10 fish do end up eating this thing. So as long as I don't lose that fish, if I can stick with him, get this rod up, make a cast at him, if I hit him on the head with this thing, 9 out of 10 of them get in the boat, okay? So if I can just stay on that fish and follow him, if they've already said no to the other 2 baits, and I'm gonna throw those other 2 baits first. I have a ton of confidence in throwing my minnow. I know I'm gonna get 99 out of 100 of those fish in the boat, which most people can't say that, but I feel dialed with that technique. I feel like if I get the bite, they're getting in the boat. And then I also feel really, really confident that I can hit those fish on the head, even though they haven't eaten the minnow yet. If I get to the Nico worm and can get it on them, while I'm kind of chasing them and trying to keep up with them, I feel like if I do end up getting the Nico all the way down to them, they're gonna eat that thing. But if they don't, they eat the drop shot every time. I mean, almost every single time. And this is what I'm always throwing on that drop shot, is just the tiny little bubbling shaker. All right, if I make it all the way down to that part of the rotation, I love it. They eat it every single time. So don't sleep on this thing. It is a true bite getter. Or honestly, the success I had with it last year, I may even start throwing this instead of the Nico worm up until like mid-July. When we get to the 4th of July even, and we really start seeing 90-degree days consistently, I probably will end up picking up this over the Nico worm more and more. That is kind of hard though, after Easton Fothergill just won the Bassmaster Classic though. So I don't know. I'd like to say in theory, I'll be throwing this thing more, but it still may stay third, but just know it gets bit. Thanks for listening to me rant about my forward-facing sonar knowledge, guys, or my experience. I don't know if it's knowledge, but stick around for more Save More, Fish More segments this week. Check out more deals at SaveMoreOutdoors.com, and we'll see you guys again out on the water.